solid and original. What would you say, Dell? You remember how we came up with the name?
Oh yeah, man, solid and original. Man, to even start it off, man, I'm gonna take it back, man. Solid and original started solely, that was gonna be strictly for merchandise back in 2016. But me and Nate, we decided for 2019, we're gonna revamp it, take it seriously, and try to, make that one of our main brands. And in the process of that, man, me and Nate always click and we all do, what I'm saying? I'm getting twisted, everybody in the podcast does. But me and Nate usually, when we chilling or just whatever the case may be, we have these dope ass conversations just about different topics and things that happen, in the DMV, but like on the DMV urban America side. And I just figured, why don't we start our own little segment under the very solid and original imprint, and call it solid and original, just like the merchandise. And I feel as though it describes both of us to a T, man.
No, for sure. I feel like it came from probably mostly like we have similar upbringings, like in terms of like where our roots come from. So like mainly I would say it's like we stand on a different set of morals than other people would. Sometimes people don't agree with most of the things we even say, but
that's 100% facts. And it's also interesting because for the most part, me and Nate do stand on the same moral compass, but like he said, we were kind of raised a certain way, kind of the same, but it's also tricky because we from two different environments, Nate's strictly from one environment, and I could say I'm strictly from 3 to 4, So this show is gonna be dope, man. It's gonna be have a lot of dope topics. You're gonna see a lot of good debates, some dope interviews, definitely some comedy, some funny sketches. And I think most importantly for me, man, you're gonna see us visually, man. You're gonna see a lot of visuals coming from this segment, man. Solid and original.
And we're gonna be moving a lot too. We're gonna be in a lot of different states, a lot of different cities, over the next 11 months, and just try to really give y'all the best us, man. Like, because we feel like that we've grown so much from what we were within the last probably, I would say, 10 years.
Facts.
So like and we just want to be able to show our growth, share our growth with everybody else, bro. Like, and that goes for all 6 of us, though, to be honest with you. Like, I think, but us all branching out and having our own shows was needed, just in terms of so you can get like the individuality of everybody. And like, and you can get a lot more personal with each individual,
DavidSoniaBeats.com. Purchase beats with no tags.
Man, what's up, man? It's your boy, Young Dell. Got my co-host here with me.
It's Nate the Great.
Man, real quick before we even talk about this segment, we just want to discuss the rebrand. So, first off, we are no longer with WBGR Studios.
Yeah, that.
Shout out to them, brothers.
Yes.
We decided to go do our own thing, go our own separate ways. And once again, if you hear any background noise, this is my dog. He a little upset. He in the crate right now. But yeah, man, we had to step away from WBGR Studios. Once again, shout out to them. It wasn't one specific thing that made us leave. Mm-hmm. It was kind of like we did some self-reflection, and we kind of just realized that it was time. Mm-hmm. Like, it was time for us to go and do our own thing.
For sure.
Like, that was the biggest thing, man. That's really the biggest thing. But we soaked up a lot of game from
We
it.
definitely did.
We soaked up a lot of game. We learned a lot. And it was, I can't even lie, it was just a dope experience.
It was.
Like, that was our first time, being in a studio, being signed, actually having the machine behind us. Mm-hmm. It was pretty fun. But at the same time, I heard a lot of complaints. I heard a lot of people say we were kind of censored. Or, we weren't still the same. Mm-hmm. We were like
As we were when we were on the couch.
Facts. And as we were before y'all could see us. Because this is the pristine couch.
This is the couch where all the food just started.
This is the couch, man. This is the couch where everything started. But yeah, so we stepped away from WBGR Studios, and a lot also got asked, what is the rebrand? So all the rebrand is, we're just fine tuning and we're changing and switching up a lot of different things with Very Solid and Original Productions, V.S.O.P Podcast, and we're also adding different shows to Very Solid and Original Productions roster. So that's it pretty much. Like, and you guys are gonna see a lot more visuals from us, and y'all are gonna get to know us more personally, man. For sure, it's gonna be dope. So man, without further ado, let me talk about Solid and Original, man. Solid and Original, it's a show that me and Nate decided to come up with. We were actually designing some merch, and we came with the idea like, hey, let's do our own, let's have our own show. Let's make our own segment, man. Let's 15-20 minutes is per episode. Like, let's try it out and see how it turned out. We brainstormed, did a couple of videos. We got hella bloopers, and
it was how we came up with the name. We came up with the name pretty organically.
Fact.
Like, in terms of it was for the merch at first. Like, so, but then Dell was just like, like, come on, bro, it's called Solid and Original. He's like, dude, like, that could be our show. And I was like, damn, man, like, that's actually pretty dope.
Yeah, and it just like, and fun fact, that merch was started of in 2016.
That's a fact. That was years ago when we did. We just never really
just got the loafing.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
Just got the loafing.
That's the fact.
But yeah, man. And first and foremost, I definitely want to say, man, thank y'all for rocking with us and dealing with us doing our rebranding and restructuring.
For sure,
man. We definitely appreciate it. But Solid and Original is gonna be dope, man. We're not gonna hold y'all for too long. But you will get a new show from us every month. It'll be about anywhere between 15 and 30 minutes. And we just talking about different things that happen in the, DMV urban community. We're going to have special guests. We're going to have dope content, dope visuals. We're going to be traveling, collaborating with other podcasts.
Yes, we will.
Real quick, let me get a shout out to Ari Unleashed.
Yes.
Of Chicago. That's our first stop. March 1st, we will be down there. We chopping it up with Ari, and we chopping it up with somebody else?
Brittany.
Okay.
Yes, we chopping it up with Brittany. Brittany has her MBA in child psychology.
Like I said, we got some dope shit lined up, man. So,
PhD. I'm sorry.
Jesus. Yeah, she do got her PhD.
Excuse me. I apologize. I do not want her to spaz on me. It's PhD, not an MBA. I apologize. Good Lord.
So yeah, man. But that's definitely our first trip. But yeah, y'all definitely stay tuned, man. But I guess to piggyback on back to the rebrand, and that's what we want to talk to y'all about today, is the reason why we left is because we wanted to be our own boss.
For sure. And
I would say the first person to me that harped on that, like worldwide, that we saw in the media that speak out about it was Dame Dash.
For sure.
And I think for me it hit because I followed Dame's whole story back to, him, Big, Jay, Emery, all them niggas when they first started Rockefeller, to the split, and Dipset went with them. Dipset, State Property. Everybody went with Dame and just whole dip. But at the end of the day, after it all panned out, it kind of made Dame Dash look like, he was broke, which is not the case at all, man.
It was not the case.
Not the case, man.
Bitter? Probably.
Yeah, definitely. Shit, probably. I'd be better too.
For sure. I mean, because you got... and now this is through all opinion for us, but it's kind of like it's proven itself. It's just like, I'm not saying that it's proven that he's bitter, but to us, it just seems kind of bitter, which is understandable because, like, at some point, you guys considered yourselves as homies, and it's the fact that things didn't work out the way that you planned it to work out, for you or, the both of you together. The shit is kind of rough, bro. But
fact,
I feel like Dame still was like, Dame was the guy that was grabbing the majority of his talent, bro.
Fact.
He was the guy that was like really, really spitting that shit when it came to when you walking through this room full of these vultures, like, you gotta tell him how you feel for real. Like, he was doing that.
And Dame was really outside. Like,
yeah.
Dame was outside, really like gravitating, linking up with the fans.
He was
chopping it up. But like, I guess I wanted to bring up Dame Dash because, like I said, he pushes people to be their own boss. Don't work for somebody the rest of your life, unless that's something you want to do. Which
it's snowing like shit.
Definitely, yeah, low key.
Jesus,
low key. I hope I don't have to shovel. But,
God, that's what's up. That's what's up. Excuse me.
But yeah, man. So I guess the segue into it. So this is one debate me and Nate used to have all the time. But we used to bring up the debate between kind of entrepreneurship versus college. And my standpoint back in the day, this is probably like 2013 per se. I would be like, yo, you have to go to college. Like, it's no way out. And that was, due to the way I was raised and what I experienced. And Nate was the opposite. He was like, man, fuck college. What y'all niggas learned that I can't Google?
That's a fact. I did used to say that. I swear to God, I did used to say that shit.
Me and him used to go back and forth.
For real. And they used to get really intense.
Facts. And then we just kind of like met in the middle. And
for sure.
Kind of switched. Now I'm saying fuck honestly, college.
And I'm saying nah, college really might be needed to a certain extent, to be honest with you. Like, we understand a lot more now, man. And that came from... And that's kind of part of the reason why this show started, bro. It's like just like the organicness of like us like trying to growing over the past over 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years.
Growing, trying like learning each other like together, and especially us being together in terms of starting the podcast 3 years ago, 2 years ago,
going on 3.
And
even like take it back, like fun fact, both our moms went to high school together.
They did.
Both went to Anna, same graduating class.
Yeah.
Same age.
Yeah.
Of course they said they didn't know each other.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Me and this brother know the same people due to neighborhood affiliation.
That is very true.
So it's kind of just like another fun fact. All his aunts simultaneously went to school with all of my aunts.
Yeah.
But they just didn't know each other. Like the age groups, it lines up perfectly.
Yeah. But
they never knew. You know what I'm saying? They never knew each other.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm pretty sure I used to walk past Dell. I'm pretty sure I used to at least see him. I just probably didn't know who he was. Because where I went to school was right down the street from his grandfather's house?
Yeah, it's my grandfather's.
Yeah.
Right. And what I can't say the same because my mom told me do not go on that other side of Minnesota Avenue. Those rapscallions. those heathens. So I stayed in my zone. But yeah, man, I definitely think and it's funny because Nate graduated from Anna.
Yes,
he went there all 4 years.
I
graduated from Westlake. I went there a year and some change. And it's crazy because Westlake provided you with all the tools. Shout out to Westlake and all my homies. Westlake provides you with all the tools to kind of like jump out there and be somebody. Regardless if you didn't go to college, you had options to go to the service. You had options to get a dope ass job. They had college fairs, job fairs, shit full of military. It was lit. But if I look around, I looked up because my mom imposed education on me from an early age. So it was just, I made a promise to her when I was 7. It was just embedded in me, like, I'm going to college. So I just happened to look up and fall into Frostburg State with a fucking 2.2 out of high school. You know what I'm saying? Like, God's good.
And which is crazy because my cumulative was a 2.3. How did I get that? I have no idea. I'm not sure. But like my 12th grade year, I barely was at school. And I played baseball and ran track and played a little bit of fall league basketball. And then track really consumed me because I started to entertain the fact that I could get a scholarship. Now, granted, once again, you just heard the conversation that we used to have about me not caring about college, which is 100% true. But the reason why I'm thinking in my head, my 16, 17-year-old self, that, all my niggas gonna go with me. All my niggas we can go to college together, we gonna run track together. But then, like, when I'm getting these scholarship offers, they just for me. So I'm like, oh, fuck no. I'm not finna go to somewhere else by my damn self. No, it's not happening. Like, that's not how this is gonna work. It's not gonna be the same. So, but, like, for me, it was different. Like, I didn't have, like, Anacostia wasn't the worst education, but it damn sure was nowhere near the best.
So, and it's different for me because my mom applied. She applied to UMES, Allegheny, Frostburg. I had a hooping situation at Old Dominion. Fucked that scholarship up. And I ended up going to Frostburg because that's a 4-year joint. So when I got accepted, I came back around the way, told all my niggas in the city. Of course, they was so proud of me, yo, whoopie whoopie woo, do your thing. And like I said off cam, yo, we both got people, you just certain people that's kind of like, they know their situation, so they know what they have. They don't have nothing to lose. And just because you do, they'll put their life on the line to, back you. So I was always cool in that light. But in a different world, if like, shout out to Westlake, and when I was up there in Waldorf, and I would say like half and half, some of my friends were from different areas, and then some of my friends were like born and raised from that area. It was weird because, like I say, in my circle, it was like, shout out to the twins. I think the twins and maybe Frost, maybe, if I'm correct. Yeah, because P-Dot was in the service already. Yeah, between the twins and maybe Frost, those were the only niggas who was like, all right, you know what I'm saying? That's what's up. But outside of that, niggas was just like, I guess, and that was weird to me, yeah. That was like super weird because every time I come home on break, like it'd be just different niggas, kind of like either they was in bullshit, or they was doing the same shit, and I was just like, granted, I lucked up and took advantage of my opportunity with going to school, but I would like, to people that, went to elementary school, middle school, high school out there, I ain't get it, because I was just like, yo, this is like, it's easy. Like, it ain't really, I never understood until I got older, and I was just like, you know what, I get it. Like, it don't matter where you from. Like, it don't matter where you from. You could be anywhere and just don't want to be I don't want to do shit ass nigga.
But I feel like for them, it comes from like, they didn't have a struggle to try to fight out of. Right? Like they didn't have something that they looked at every day and it made them sick, right? And it made them angry and it made them sad. Like they didn't have those. The environment they had was maybe a lot of them maybe a 2-parent home, like regardless if it was functional or not. Because honestly, a lot of them aren't functional. They just make it work.
Yeah.
But like they didn't have to worry about no money. They didn't have to worry about much of anything, but what they would do is they would see things that they thought was cool and they would emulate it, right? And like now, like Waldorf is probably one of the worst places to be in Maryland. Like that shit is wild to me. That like if you would have said that 15 years ago, I'm like, oh, you losing your mind. It's fucking Waldorf, Like, but like it's sad because man, like you really. Like, for me, bro, like, I was at a point when I was, like, 16, 17 years old, right? And I actually sat down to myself and was like, young, like, I got grown-ass men telling me that I probably won't make it to C25. I got, like, my teachers. Like, I got fucking people telling me that, I'm not going to never be nothing, right? So, like, me, I kind of straddled the fence in terms of, like, listening to it. And then, like, not listening to it. But it was some people that was like, man, I ain't gonna be shit anyway. Like, certain people that I knew personally. And, like, they were like, man, I'm gonna be here all my life. So, like, you know what? I'm finna do what I need to do to get what I need to get.
Nah, that's 100% factual. Because when I wasn't really, like, as a kid, even in life, like, I never really been, like, a bad kid. Like, I always understood consequences and shit like that, and I was always accountable, but I would just be reckless. Like I wouldn't care. Like in the 7th grade, like I ain't gonna say this nigga's name, but that nigga really told my parents that I wasn't gonna make it past 18. And keep in mind, in the 7th grade, I was in a private school. That nigga told me, told my mom and my father, like, yo, your son ain't gonna be shit because I was a kid. I didn't want to sit still for fucking 2 hours and hear about some shit that I ain't really know about. Like all kids, you know what I'm saying? So, like, it's fun to talk about and to compare like different situations because his schooling situation is vastly different from mine. I never got the opportunity to grow up in my neighborhood schools. I would always be bouncing around. I grew up in 4 different environments coming up. So it was like I got friends in the city. I got friends in G-Town. I got friends in Oxon Hill. I got homies in Waldorf, so it was always different for me. I never could, and that's one thing I always I'm not gonna say I envy, but like I'm always like, damn, like I wish I could have been like, you know, like you or like Mike or like the people like Aisha, my fiance, who got to, y'all know everybody kind of in your region because you know what I'm saying, you grew up with them.
Yeah, but I feel like I feel what you saying, but like you got me saying I would like to have more of a life like you had because all I really knew was my family in Southeast. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. That's why, and that's a part of the reason why it was so hard for me to digest the concept of college. Like, it was too new. It was too different. And I was like, I'm not finna do that. I'm not finna change my whole environment where I'm surviving and I'm thinking I'm doing okay in, like in terms of what I deemed okay back then. And try to go to a whole nother environment with people I do not know, with and try to make something that I don't even understand work. Like, I didn't understand college at that time. I didn't understand it at all. Like, because it was crazy because the people around me, they tried to help me understand it, but like nobody can get it to a point where I can get it. But they will always just preach, you need to go to college, and I just be like, why, nigga? Why do I need to go there?
And that's crazy because, so, my mom would say the same to me, but as I got older, I realized she never told me, like, yo, you need to go to college so you can get a decent job and you can at least just be able to fend for yourself. If she would have told me that shit, I would have been like, cool. If she would have told me that shit, I would have had good grades. Like, I never, even though it's common sense, I never put two and two together. Like,
because once again, this is a conversation that we need to have as well. We need to get rid of that shit called common sense because it's relative. Right? You can't, something that's common to me doesn't necessarily have to be common to you.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? It's all about exposure, what you're exposed to and what you know, what you've seen and what you haven't seen.
100% facts. And you know what? I think I'm going to call it right here, man. It's the first episode of Solid and Original. It's me and my co-host,
Nate the Great.
Man, young Dell, and we out, man. Y'all stay solid and y'all motherfuckers stay tuned. This is the pilot episode, man. It will be dropping soon, man. Y'all stay solid. And we out.
All right, y'all.